It is Y105, Dubuque's #1 hit music station. My name is Steve Pulaski. My next guest is an instantly recognizable stunt performer and TV personality, famous for the hit TV and film series Jackass. Beyond that, he's the host of the must-listen-to podcast Wild Ride, and he's currently in the middle of his multimedia comedy tour, which is coming to the Five Flags Theater on August 14th, right here in Dubuque. Tickets available at fiveflagscenter.com. He's the one and only Steve-O. How are we today, Steve-O?
Yeah, dude. I'm doing great, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well. Appreciate you asking. This is a dream of mine, Steve-O. I'm a huge fan. This is your second time in Dubuque in just a little over 2 years. Was really happy I got to see you a couple of years ago on your bucket list tour. Did you get to experience anything in the city of Dubuque or Iowa as a whole when you were last here, first things first?
It all kinds of blends together a little bit. What's the one? I'm sure it's in Iowa where it was Buddy Holly's last ever show, and there was like a terrible plane crash.
Clear Lake, Iowa. That's the Surf Ballroom.
Yeah. I remember being there. That really stuck out. I just Iowa in general. Come and goes always make me really happy.
You last came here on your bucket list tour, as I said. What do you have planned for us this time around, Steve-O?
Man, the level of commitment that I have to be ridiculous and outdumb myself is really at the heart of the comedy on this one. I mean, I'm just so determined to keep raising the bar. It's just almost undoable. Like, as I get older and the bar gets higher, it's like two major things working against me. So the theme of this show is really my battle against Father Time. And I just will not quit, man. I will not quit. And the things I've been doing are just really dangerous, man.
You call these shows multimedia comedy shows. What does that mean maybe for somebody who hasn't yet seen you live?
Well, thank you for asking, man. I really appreciate it. It's, I've been doing all this Jackass stuff. I've been doing all this YouTube stuff for so long. And with the community guidelines that YouTube has, all the rules about what you can't show, I got frustrated at a point, and I'd been doing stand-up comedy. And I thought, you know what, why don't I just break all the rules? Why don't I do crazy stuff that wouldn't be allowed on YouTube? Hell, I'll do stuff that wouldn't even be allowed on Jackass. And then make a whole act out of telling the stories about these crazy, forbidden stunts, and let that be the stand-up comedy, and I'll illustrate the comedy with actual video, like receipts of these crazy things happening. And that's just the format that I stumbled on. And it's just so much fun. So I go out and I just do things that are completely unacceptable, and I bring the footage on the road, and I put on an unforgettable show.
As somebody who has seen him live, he does not disappoint in person. He is Steve-O, again, going to be at the Five Flags Theater on August 14th. Steve-O, how does the rush of performing for a live audience compare to the rush of doing your own stunts, or is it even comparable? It's a fun question. I consider myself an attention whore, at all stages of the game. Whenever something's working, man, like after I get some kind of footage, if I just film something that's epic, if I've just got a crowd that's responding, whenever something I'm doing is working, then that's when I'm my happiest. You're an animal lover to your core, too, Steve-O. You make note of that on your podcast, Wild Ride, and in other interviews, too. How many dogs do you currently have?
Man, what a sad question, because we had 2 dogs recently age out. So we only have 2 dogs right now, 3 cats, 2 pigs, and 4 goats.
My condolences for your pups there, Steve-O. How important are animals in your life?
Massively important. I mean, my lady and I, as you know from the bucket list show, we have no interest in having children. So I went ahead and got a vasectomy, and we've just decided that, our family's going to be all
we're four-legged, and that's our future. So, we moved to Tennessee. We got a big property, and that's why we're able to have all these farm animals. And it's an animal sanctuary. It's an adult playground. We call it the Radical Ranch. And man, I'm loving Tennessee.
If you could adopt and care for any animal that you don't already have, Steve-O, what would that animal be?
I know that we're really interested in mini cows. Like, I don't know much about them, but my lady showed me some photos of mini cows, and gosh, they're cute.
He is Steve-O, again, going to be at the Five Flags Theater on August 14th. Couple more quick questions for you, Steve-O. Johnny Knoxville once claimed he got the most injured while shooting the movie Action Point. Thinking back, what were some of your roughest injuries that you've endured from these stunts over all these years?
Man, I think much like Knoxville, well, I don't know if I can speak for him on that regard. I know that he got hurt a lot on Action Point. I've been getting increasingly more injured, in more recent times. And again, I attribute that to just me getting older and the bar getting higher. So it's like when you've got those two things at play, you're trying to push harder and do more dangerous stuff, and you're more frail. Yeah, you get your bones breaking more easily. It's a tough spot to be in, man, and that's why this new show is so funny. But let me see here. My top three worst injuries: getting skin graft on 15% of my body from like heavy third-degree burns. That's the worst, just pain-wise. As far as, like, invasive surgery, I shattered my ankle and got it all screwed together with, 11 screws and a plate. That one, that was really, really heavy, too. Those are my two biggest ones. I got some hardware in my collarbone, too. That wasn't too bad. And other than that, I think everything's been relatively minor.
I don't know how many people know this, but you're a graduate of clown college. How did you choose that path, and what was that experience like for you?
It wasn't my dream to be a clown growing up, or in the circus or anything. It all started when I was a skateboarder in 8th grade. And, my buddies and I stumbled on a video camera and started videotaping our skateboarding tricks. That made me fall in love with the video camera, and I recognized that I wasn't that great at skateboarding, but I just wanted to, I wanted to do rad stuff on camera, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to become a crazy famous stuntman. And I dropped out of college, and I'm videotaping stunts. I wasn't really getting anywhere, but then I found out about clown college, and it seemed like it was a pretty big deal. And I thought if I could graduate from Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Clown College, then people would take me more seriously as a crazy stuntman. And that was my motivation for going to clown college. It kind of worked, too. It opened up some doors for me.
That it did. Fast forward several years later, you and the Jackass crew introduced several new faces in Jackass Forever just a couple of years ago. What was the vibe like on set compared to the previous films with all sorts of new faces in that movie?
Well, before we got around to shooting the movie, like when it was just in the planning stages, they got us all together to talk about what, a Jackass movie after 10 years of no Jackass, what that would look like, with us in our 40s and some of us even in our 50s at that point. And they presented to us that it was their intention to bring in some younger guys, some new blood, and all of us supporting cast members, like the whole cast other than Knoxville, we hated the idea. We're all attention whores. We didn't want to share the spotlight. We thought, what are you talking about? That's an awful idea. And as resistant as we were, when the first day on the set rolled around,
and we had all these new guys. It was impossible not to fall in love with them. Like literally, day one, it felt like we never stopped filming, and the new guys just like we loved them right away.
You also have a relatively new book out, appropriately titled A Hard Kick in the Nuts. You care to share any bits of wisdom or a story from that book and anything?
It's definitely a gnarly book, man. My book, A Hard Kick in the Nuts. I remember I finished the original manuscript and submitted it months before it came out, and having been months removed from actually writing the book, and then going in to record the audiobook, like reading it out loud into a microphone in a sound studio, like I hadn't been so immersed in it. So being months removed, as I read it out loud, I thought to myself, oh my God, like why am I putting this out into the world? Like why am I admitting all of this stuff? Like it was like looking on it with fresh eyes. It felt really, really kind of terrifying to be that candid. Life went on, man, but it's definitely a juicy ass book.
You've got movies, you've got a podcast, you've got your ongoing tour. You've done so much, Steve-O, but what's one thing you haven't done that you're still itching to do?
Something I haven't done that I'm itching to do. I mean, at a certain point, I think it's going to be time to learn how to slow down and settle down. And I think that is, like as I evolve, like I said, this new show, I mean, like the determination that I have to raise the bar and to just, deliver like the craziest thing I possibly can. Like, I'll tell you right now, I can't keep that up, man. I think this is going to be the last of its kind as far as this tour goes. I don't know what the future holds after that. All I know is that I'm just going for it, like all out. I can't keep it up. And so in the future, I think learning how to, kind of find my peace from within and, kind of deactivate my attention whoring. That's the challenge before me.
He is Steve-O. He's going to be coming to the Five Flags Theater in Dubuque on August 14th. Tickets available at fiveflagcenter.com. Steve-O, you've been wonderful. I want to give you the final word. Promote your ongoing tour, your website, your podcast, whatever you would like to add. The floor is yours.
Man, let me just say thank you. How about that? I'm not even interested in adding to what we've done. It's been fantastic. I look forward to this show. Like I said, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And you can also, if it's easier, just get tickets at steveo.com. But yeah, man, dude, this has been a joy. Thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate all the kind words and support.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate your time, Steve-O. Steveo.com for more information on the show. FiveFlagCenter.com is where you can also get tickets too. Steve-O, you're awesome. Whatever you do next, man, I'll be watching. I can't wait.
Hey, brother, I appreciate you, man.